ANC NEC member Sihle Zikalala and former KwaZulu-Natal Premier Ndebele are leading a wreath-laying ceremony in honor of the party's struggle heroes in KwaZulu-Natal. Newzroom Afrika's Ntando Mnyandu is attending the ceremony and joins us live. Ntando, pleasure to have you on the program this afternoon. A moment of reflection for those that are gathered there. What does this mean?
Well, good afternoon to you. You know that the ANC has a long history in rural areas in KwaZulu-Natal. As you would know that we are coming to you live from Ndwedwe. The village is Sonkombo. So this is the homestead of the ANC NEC member and the Minister of Human Settlement here in the country, Mr. Sihle Zikalala. This is the General Kazenga Mpanza region, and it's under the branch of Million Mayiwa. So those are the struggle heroes that the ANC is remembering today, as the ANC is in a journey for renewal, is also in a journey, to come to its constituencies, to come into its supporters ahead of the elections later on in the year. But what we have seen today, it was a moment of reflection, as leaders such as Sihle Zikalala, leaders such as former Premier of KwaZulu-Natal and an ambassador to India, Ndebele, touching on quite a number of issues that took place, in the eve of democracy during 1994. As you would know that many people paid the ultimate price, but that even, in the fight for liberation. But today they took time to remember those leaders, and right now we are joined by one of the leaders of the ANC in the province, the spokesperson of the African National Congress in the province, Mafika Ndebele, who will tell us about the significance of remembering fallen heroes. Babu Ndebele, thank you very much for your time. What does a program such as today's mean for the ruling party?
Look, for us as the ANC, events such as this are extremely important. Remember, we are an organization with a long history. We are an organization which is as a result of sacrifice of many of our fallen heroes. And it is upon the African National Congress to continuously remember those particular heroes and ensure that we take care of their family, because those people die for the liberation of our country. Today we enjoy a lot of fruits that are as a result of this democracy, which is, by the way, as a result of their sweat and hard work. As a result, as the ANC, it is important that you continuously remember them.
You remember your fallen heroes, but there are also stalwarts and veterans of the ANC who are currently, alive. Some have even been vocal publicly, ditching the ANC and marrying new formations such as uMkhonto weSizwe. As the ANC in the province, how do you view such behaviors of ANC leaders, such as the ones you are remembering today?
Look, the leader that we are remembering today died wearing black, green and gold. Many of our foreign heroes are up until today wearing black, green and gold. And I can tell you without any fear of contradiction that there is no huge amount of people who are joining or of veterans who are joining different political parties. I can tell you now, I can challenge you to name 5. You will not be able to name 5. In KwaZulu-Natal, we can assure our people that largely the KZN is stable. KwaZulu-Natal, millions and thousands of people. For example, yesterday, the PEC spoke to over 40,000 members of the ANC in different constituencies, speaking about the program. As we are speaking now, we are preparing to fill Moses Mapita Stadium. That stadium is already full. We are now looking into alternative. I can tell you now, that stadium is already full. We are looking into an alternative, and we are thinking that maybe we should take our people into 2 stadiums at once, because members of the ANC throughout the province are standing up. They are reclaiming their organization, and they are assuring us that they remain with the ANC.
I hear you, Babu Ndebele. I'm not challenging you in any way whatsoever. But are you saying, as the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal and as the ANC, the broader church, you are not faced by new formations such as uMkhonto weSizwe?
Look, we cannot deny that they are indeed new formations that are mushrooming, but there is nothing peculiar or special about this. If you were to refresh your memory, you will be able to agree with me that every time when we go to general elections, now the trend is even at local government election, every time when we go to local government election, they are now independent people who come with as independent individuals, because some people want to simply go to parliament, earn a particular salary or remain in the face of the people. But largely speaking, there is no single significant formation that has been launched that is challenging the root of the ANC or that is giving the ANC sleepless night. We are cruising very nice.
Understand and appreciate that you are cruising very nicely, but it is unheard of in the history of the ANC that the former president of the party aligns himself with a different formation, especially in a crucial moment such as the ones leading to the elections.
Men write their own history, and they are allowed to write their own history. In Zulu, we will normally say, Yohlabe yakhe akakhuzwa. Now, those who have become stalwarts and veterans of our movement, when they decide to obliterate their history and rewrite a new history, it cannot be the concern of the ANC. We can only feel pity for them, because they are the ones who will not be in the position of being remembered by history for having carried the black, green and gold flag till the last moment. So for us as an ANC, it's more of a concern for them as opposed to the concern for the ANC.
Thank you very much, Ndebele.
Thank you very much.
That is Mafika Ndebele, the spokesperson of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal. Well, let me bring into this conversation the former premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Ubaba Sihle Zikalala. This is your home, Sonkombo, Ndwedwe. You are known, you're popular in this area. Remembering stalwarts such as Ubaba Million Meyiwa, what memories come to mind as you were once foot soldiers alongside with them?
Well, the life of Comrade Million Meyiwa was an expression of the people on the ground. And therefore, if you remember Comrade Million, you will always place at the center the people. He was with the people at all time, a best organizer, a person who lived together in a very respectful way with traditional leaders and with communities. And that's why it was easy for him to organize people and win them over into the ANC.
The issue of uMkhonto, you said it on the podium that when you grew up in the ANC as you are a former youth league leader, secretary, chairperson in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, you know the credentials of most of political leaders. Are you concerned with the new crop of, with the emergence of new people purporting to be uMkhonto?
Well, some of the people who purport to be uMkhonto weSizwe were not trained. But as a party, they can then exist on their own. It is unfortunate that they opportunistically try to use the ANC heritage. uMkhonto weSizwe is the ANC's heritage. And those people are so opportunistic to use such a name. Why they can't become their own and name themselves as organizations, we don't know. But we know that they are trying to claim part of the ANC, the heritage of the ANC. We, the ANC members, are not concerned about them. What we are concerned about is to ensure that we spearhead development, continue with development. We have worked in KwaZulu-Natal. Even in this area, you will see the work that the ANC government has done. ANC has achieved a lot. And therefore, we must continue with development. We must then get all people out to vote and vote for the ANC.
The issue of seeing former leaders being associated with such formations as the leader and the member of the NEC, of the ANC, how does that make you feel, or what becomes your opinion about that situation?
Well, South Africa has evolved. It has evolved from the struggle of liberation to be where we are. And among us, there are people who still embrace and have political consciousness to live in the organization, whether they are in positions or not. But there are those who, if they are not in the position, will opt to go out of the ANC. There are those who think that politics is now about careers, and that for us, it's not correct, because we joined the liberation struggle as members of the organization with an intention to contribute toward liberating and developing South Africa. So that is careerism, and people have embraced careerism, and that's why you will see them leaving to other parties.
In closure, taking care of families of heroes, like the likes of Million Meyiwa, as the organization, would you say the organization is doing enough to ensure that their toil and their sacrifice was not in vain?
As I said when I was speaking, in this area, a lot of people were displaced and they lost houses, they got relatives killed. We ensured that we took them to TRC, and a number of them were compensated. So you don't start by speaking for leaders, but you speak for the community as a whole. But also those comrades who lost their life, like Million Meyiwa and others, who have always been close to their families, who are not coming here for a first time, but who have always been with them. Every year here, there will be an event to commemorate the life of Million Meyiwa.
Thank you very much, Babu Zikalala.
Thank you.
That is the ANC NEC member, Sihle Zikalala, who's also the Minister for Human Settlement in the country, saying that this is a common cause. Every year they would come here and commemorate their fallen heroes. Ahead of this year's elections, it becomes crucial. You know, the political playing field has been broadened, as you would see that he says there are some of those who are opportunists, and they have adopted careerism over being politicians. With that, it's back to you.
Thanks to our reporter Ntando Mnyandu. He's out in Ndwedwe in KZN this afternoon.